From the Evening Standard in London, I'm David Marsland, and this is The Leader. More than 1 million teenagers aged between 16 and 17 are likely to be offered a COVID-19 vaccination. It's understood the decision follows a recommendation from scientists at the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunisation. Some under 18s are already being offered the jab if they have certain health conditions or live with someone who is immunocompromised, but this will be the first time the shots will be routinely offered. It'll be the Pfizer-BioNTech jab, and it is safe for younger people. The Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency has approved it for children aged 12 and over. But will 16-year-olds take it, given the chance? Our political correspondent, Sophia Sleigh, is with me. First of all, Sophia, why is this happening now?
Yeah, so I think there's certainly a number of reasons. Obviously, the big worry, I think, is a potential fourth wave. Are we on the fourth wave now? I think that would be the fourth wave of just hopefully coming through the third. So I think they're a bit worried about a fourth wave in the autumn when, millions and millions of unvaccinated young people, children, will be going back to schools and colleges, from the start of September pretty much. And that's only a few weeks away now. So I suppose the thinking is, that return to schools and colleges could essentially create the kind of perfect petri dish for a virus to multiply. So it seems like, I think it's a really good decision. I feel sort of, quite relieved almost. I think it's good when the government's on the front foot, and it feels like they are getting on the front foot of this, for sure. I think it's a good news story, and I've been quite glad to hear that it's rumoured, but it's going to happen by the sounds of it.
And again, while coronavirus is obviously a risk for anyone, this is more about making sure that people aren't spreading the illness, aren't they? Because those 16 and 17-year-olds don't have any higher risk of serious illness or death. Yeah,
that's exactly it. You sort of hit the nail on the head. It's to kind of just reduce and get that transmission down. I think a lot of the sort of transmission that's been going around recently has been attributed to young people. And even though they're not hurt by it, it still has an impact. And, even if you're double jabbed and you go and see your granny, you can still give it to your granny, even if your granny's double jabbed. So I think, you've got to bear that in mind as well. And I think ethically it's just the right thing to do, to treat children, the same way that we're treating adults. That cohort in particular, the 16, 17-year-olds, that sort of age bracket, if we think of that age bracket the last couple of years, they've had their GCSEs cancelled, their A-levels cancelled, they've had their education seriously disrupted. I think they deserve, a sense of normality and a bit more of a normal life now.
There does seem to be a bit of a drive by the government and maybe others as well to get younger people vaccinated. We're seeing all kinds of incentives being offered nowadays, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about them. I'm not sure if I think they're a little bit patronising or not really. I think young people do want to get jabbed. It's just, a lot of them are just getting offered it now kind of thing. And I do have faith in our young people that they will want to get jabbed. I think teenagers probably will. They'll be keen to sort of, get life back to normal and things like that. I do wonder if maybe even parents might be a bit of a barrier to getting their kids jabbed. I don't want to make sweeping assumptions, but, perhaps parents are maybe a bit more susceptible to sort of anti-vax stuff online. The minister who was on the media around this morning, Michelle Donnellan, she's the university's minister, she was asked about it. She was very sort of tight-lipped about the actual decision that's, we all expect is going to be made today on 16 and 17-year-olds. But, when she was sort of pressed about encouraging young people to get the jab, she was asked about this matter. And she sort of said, I really strongly encourage parents to encourage their children to have the jab, because we know that the vaccine is the route out of this pandemic. And I thought that was a really, really sensible thing to say. And I suspect that there might be a bit of encouragement on sort of getting parents on board, I think.
And that's the Leader podcast. Go to standard.co.uk for more on this story. Check out the live blog for breaking news. We're back tomorrow at 4 p.m.